Hello, beautiful creatives. Alana and Toshi and I would like to welcome you to this week's video. I had an entirely different video planned for you guys this week. What I was going to be doing was doing some demonstrations on these new huge watercolor palettes that Paul Rubens sent me, and I was going to combine it with their oil pastels and do like a big painting up on my easel. But I am not feeling that good today, so I want to be able to do a good job on that video, and I feel like it's going to take more energy than I have. Those of you that follow me over on Instagram and on Patreon know that I've gone back to painting silk scarves. They are available in my Etsy shop. They actually have been selling so quickly that many of them are selling before I can get them in my Etsy shop. So if you see them, something you like on Instagram, snap it up because they go fast. So what I think I'm going to do instead, and it's actually something that I've wanted to do for quite a while, is I have wanted to swatch out my Daniel Smith palettes that I remember. If you remember, I did it with my M.Graham. My entire M.Graham collection is in this palette, and I love this palette. I can even show you the swatch page that I did. And I'm also absolutely loving this swatching book that was a gift from a viewer. So there's my M.Graham page. So gorgeous. And that is the full palette that I have in there. Oh, that's right. I spilled over onto the back of the page a little bit because I didn't want to start a new page for just those couple of colors. So now I'm going to do one page for my main Daniel Smith palette, which is here. And then I'm going to do a second page for my Daniel Smith and Schmincke granulating. And I also made little cards like this. They'll look like that, and I'll tape them to the top. So I'm going to try to swatch those out at the same time that I swatch this out. And also, if you've watched my Instagram stories, you know there's a company that reached out to me that's going to send me a new light. I'm having lighting issues with a lot of scrolling and flickering. I'm going to try to turn the fluorescent light off and just work with these side lights, and I'm hoping that it will take care of any flickering or scrolling, although right now, yeah, I guess it is happening. So they are going to send me this new light. They reached out to me. The company is called Palfish, and they're going to send me this light that is supposed to be really easy on the eyes, super bright, and have no flicker, so it doesn't cause stress. It was made by for educational purposes for children so that they wouldn't strain their eyes. I am super excited about receiving this light because lighting is an ongoing problem for me, and those of you that have followed me for a while know that I've talked about it before. So I don't know when this light is coming. They haven't given me a date yet, but I'm really excited to receive this light. The person that reached out to me is Jinyu. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, Jinyu, but Palfish is the company. So that is something we have to look forward to in the future for flicker-free lighting. But let me get my camera set up, and hopefully the dogs will behave themselves while we are filming. Alana, do you have something you're not supposed to have? What have you got? Oh, a ladybug. She's torturing a ladybug. I think it's already deceased. Okay, you guys behave. We're going to do this. If you haven't seen my new table setup, this is where I do my silk painting on my silk scarves. This is another product that I need to review and swatch out for you guys. Arteza sent me this acrylic marker set. Gorgeous colors. So gorgeous. But since I went back to work full-time painting on silk scarves, I'm way behind on my videos. and I'm feeling a little bit pressured about that, but maybe I will combine this in next week's video when I review these gorgeous palettes from Paul Rubens and do some large playful, I was even thinking of doing some large playful floral designs, so that, because I do my silk scarf ideas on paper first sometimes, so I can get an idea of where I want to go with it and what color combinations. So I may do some of that with those supplies, or I may just do a fun, crazy still life. I was so sure that I was going to do that video this week that I actually already filmed the intro, but I just don't have the energy. So we're going to sit quietly and do this swatching instead. Okay, I hope you enjoy the video, and I will talk to you at the end of the video. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to show you guys was I had, if you remember in this palette, I had used Elmer's glue to glue the magnets to the bottom of the pans. Well, that did fail. I promised you I'd give you an update on that. That did fail, so one of you had recommended blue tack. So I ordered the blue tack, and it's worked great. It's held up really well. Everything's stuck in there. The only thing I found with the blue tack was it's a little thick, and it was a little cumbersome to use. What I ended up doing was just putting strips across the bottom, but it was still a little thick. So if you're tight on space, like with this little rim, the thickness of it might be a problem. I guess you could tear off tiny pieces, which is what I had done originally to start, but it just became, you know, labor intensive after a while. So, but it works. It actually works really well. So I did that. Then another one of you recommended Instant Tacky, Eileen's ALEENES original Instant Tacky adhesive dots. And so I'm going to try that with these palettes. I'm not going to do it today, but these magnets that are glued with Elmer's glue, the magnets are also letting go. So I'm going to replace, either totally replace the magnets with these sticky dots, which are really super thin. They have this plastic sheet on them, which you pull back, and then it has the sticky dot that you pull off of here, and it's super, super thin. I don't know if you can tell, but would take up no room at all and is really, really sticky. As a matter of fact, when I first got these, when I peeled back the plastic, the dots were sticking to the plastic and I couldn't get them off. So I put them in the freezer and it worked great. They peeled off super easy. So it's cold enough in the studio today that they're peeling off. Like I said, I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to focus on swatching these. So let me put my palette there, make sure that everything is in the camera. And that goes with that one. This goes with this one. And are we ready to roll? I'm almost thinking to save my neck a little bit, I might want to set up my easel at a little bit of an angle and see how that goes. With all this silk painting, my back and neck have been acting up a little bit lately, and we are having another blizzard today. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're having another blizzard, but let's see if I can get this adjusted in a way that's good for you guys too. How's that? That looks good. All right. Let's go. If this ends up running too much because it's on an angle, I have 2 pots of water next to me, some paper towels, and a rag. And I'm going to try using this Meeden brush, one of the brushes that Meeden sent me, and see how it goes. Can you see my palette? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. I feel rusty. I haven't made a video for you guys in a couple of weeks. So, Hansa Yellow Light. It's like almost a neon yellow, isn't it? And then we'll put a little bit here. My hands are shaking because I had a couple of cups of coffee. Even though when I have coffee, I actually make my coffee with 1 scoop of decaf, 2 scoops of decaf and 1 scoop of, oops, what am I doing? Boy, I am out of practice. 2 scoops of decaf and 1 scoop of caffeinated, mold-free, low-acid coffee that I use. And I'm that sensitive to caffeine that I need to do it that way. I like a little bit of caffeine, but too much and I get really shaky. So I probably do have shaky hands because I had 2 cups to wake myself up so I could make a video for you guys this week. I'm really excited to have this Daniel Smith palette in my art nest. I have been loving using my M.Graham, but Daniel Smith is different. Daniel Smith and M.Graham are very different. So I'm excited to have the Daniel Smith as well. And I've actually been so tired from doing the silk painting that I haven't even been working in my art nest at night. I have been so tired at night. As a matter of fact, I was almost thinking of making a video for you guys where I share my favorite YouTube channels, and you might actually be really surprised at what Dawn and I have for favorite YouTube channels because they're not art channels. When we like to relax at night, we don't find TV and movies terribly relaxing anymore, especially these days. There's so much horror and I don't know, yucky stuff on TV. So we end up watching YouTube a lot in the evening, and we have some real relaxing favorites, really down-to-earth people. I did not pre-wet this palette, and I'm wondering if maybe I should have. Maybe if it would go a little faster if I pre-wet it. But to be honest with you, I'm actually really pleased with how quickly it's re-wetting, even though I didn't spritz it. Anyways, yeah, I was thinking that might be fun because, I don't know, it's nice to have some really relaxing things to watch in the evening. These days, things are so stressful and expensive, and I feel like it's nice to just watch people that are really down to earth and calming and gentle, like, I don't know, old-fashioned, good, and entertainment or lifestyle blogs or whatever you want to call them. One guy is called Destination Adventure. His name is Dustin. I can't think of his last name. Another one that we really love is I think it's called The Little Boho Cottage. I'll do it if there's interest. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. And if you're interested, I'll do a video where I give links to them and talk about what it is that we like with each one, because I don't know, it's nice to have people turn you on to things that are relaxing to watch. So I'm not saying these names. So it's Hansa Yellow Light, Hansa Yellow Deep, Yellow Ochre, Quinn Gold, Quinn Burnt Orange, Pyrrole Scarlet, and the next one is going to be Quinn Rose. Yeah, Quinn Rose. You might even be able to read them on your screen. I'm not sure. The writing's pretty small. I love Quinn Rose. That is just such a gorgeous color. Quinn Rose on this one. This is working out good doing both of these at the same time. When I did the M.Graham one, I did them separately. Yeah, Daniel Smith definitely behaves differently than M.Graham, and I like them both for that. I like, you know, there's times when I really want the M.Graham. I use the M.Graham in a more gouache-like way. I find I can apply it thicker and richer. I like the Daniel Smith for, this is alizarin crimson. No, it's not. Uh-oh. That is Indian red. Bummer. At least I did that on here and not on the book. Let's see. How well does it remove off of Paul Rubens paper? Which this is, by the way, Paul Rubens paper. Well, now, that hopefully I did not take, hopefully that is really Coin Rose. And this is really alizarin crimson, because I'm a little worried I might have taken Coin Rose. No, okay. That's alizarin crimson. All right. I knew I was going to kind of be in danger of messing up this and getting lost. I have a real habit of getting lost when I'm doing swatching. As, you know, if I'm talking, when I'm talking, I don't seem to be able to talk and do anything at the same time. So if I'm talking to you, if I'm just focused and playing music, it's not as bad. But when I actually do a more vloggy style video, which you guys have been telling me that you like, I tend to get lost. Blame it on old age. Now we're doing Indian red. Very good. Indian red, another favorite color. I use this color a lot for urban scenes. It's good for muting colors. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that Instagram did me dirty really bad. It was so stressful. I got a copyright strike on one of my silk scarves. I have a separate page for my silk scarves, and it's all just silk scarves listed on that page. It's actually a really pretty page. It's called art.on.silk. And it's separate from my main Instagram page. Well, they gave me a copyright strike, and they restricted who could see my page. And they took down some posts that they said I had stolen that were copyright. So for the first 24 hours, I was in a total panic that someone, one of my followers or someone, would have reported me for claiming a copyright strike. I was devastated. Well, Michael Worm used to be a follower on this channel quite avidly, and he used to comment a lot. So some of you know Michael from Inspired by Charm on Instagram. He reached out to me, and he found a post where it was happening to a lot of small businesses on Instagram. Instagram's AI, you know, and here we go with the AI thing, right, had misidentified tons of small business posts as copyright infringement posts and had deleted them and restricted the accounts. Well, some people got it a lot worse than I did. That's, I was supposed to skip that space and do cerulean blue there. I'll do it again. I'll have to cut out a piece of paper. I left a blank spot. See, in my palette, I left a blank. Bummer. I knew I would do that too when I saw that. Anyways, he reached out to me with this announcement that had been made that they had done that. So I filed a complaint. Everybody was filing complaints. It looked like there were hundreds of comments on this post of people who were completely devastated because their small business page had been shut down, restricted. So I filed a complaint, and they did restore some of the pictures. They didn't restore all of them, and they still have a copyright strike against my account, and it says it's pending review. So my silk painting page is limited. in certain ways. They have a list of different ways that they limit you. So people who are already subscribed can see it, but new people can't see my reels that I post. Anyways, there's a whole long list of ways that they restrict you for this. And it's still going on. They haven't lifted the restriction on my page yet, which is such a bummer. So that happened. So what I did yesterday was I finally temporarily gave up the battle, because there's a lot of people fighting the battle, so the review process might take a long time. So I'm going to have to start posting my silk scarves on my main Instagram page for now, which is linda.marcelle.art. So I like to keep them separate just because I love the way the silk scarves look all together on one page. All right, so I'm not telling you again what I'm doing. Cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and this is Endanthrone blue. It's a really nice violety blue, so rich. I can hear Don on the ATV outside plowing. Thank God for all the things he does for me around here, like plowing, and when I need something for the studio, he's right there to help me get it done. When I get this new light from Palfish, he will be the one that will help me put it together. I feel very blessed. I know a lot of you out there are widows or are single and don't have someone like that, and I really feel for you, because I know how hard it must be to try to get things done on your own, or to find people to help you to do things. This is manganese blue. Really beautiful blue. I wish I could get my silk dyes in the same colors that you can get watercolors, because some of these watercolors are so gorgeous. I'm having a little bit of rundown because I'm on an angle. It doesn't really bother me though. Okay, and the next one is phthalo blue. Green shade. Always amazes me how brilliant that color is. This is so relaxing. I think I just really made the right choice in doing this week instead of the video I had planned. Because I want to be able to really give my energy to make that video a good video, and I didn't have the energy this week. But this is so relaxing. Sometimes, I used to get really bored with swatching, but sometimes I just find it so soothing and relaxing. Okay, this next color is cobalt turquoise. That's a pretty color. Love that. Gotta be careful. I'm getting it on the thing, in the wrong place. So pretty. I love how it's like a muted turquoise. It's not a really super bright, like vivid, I guess I should say. It's got that muted quality to it, which I really like. Phthalo green blue shade. So far, I'm actually doing pretty good with not getting things mixed up. Although, should I not say that? You know how that goes, like Murphy's Law? If I say it, I might get in trouble. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry, I hit my camera. I have a dangling microphone receiver hanging down, or transmitter, I guess it's the transmitter part, hanging off my phone. And okay, rich green gold is the next one. Another favorite color. So yummy. Rich green gold. This is really nice to use to mix with other colors. To make greens, to adjust a green. I find that I use this to mix a lot. Actually, it might be interesting to hear what your favorite Daniel Smith colors are in the comments, which could be dangerous because then it's going to make me want to get any colors that I don't have that you mentioned. But let me know what your favorite Daniel Smith colors are. Especially granulating. I don't have that many granulating Daniel Smith, and I only have, I think, 3 granulating Schminke colors. They're Shire set I got one year for Christmas. I would love to get more of their super granulating, but golly, they're so expensive. Even on sale at Christmas, I find they're expensive. And the next one is Undersea Green. I do want to give a shout out and very much thank all of you who have purchased my silk scarves. You guys just, wow, you were really supportive of my going back to silk painting, going back to work. And, it was I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I put a lot of work into rearranging my studio and so much energy. And to getting everything set up and getting out my silk painting dyes and materials again, which I had put away. And then kind of relearning, it's been a while. It's been quite a while since I have painted on silk. And there was a little bit of trying to remember how I did things. A little bit of a relearning curve, I guess I'd call it. This one's olive green. So, I put a lot into it, and not being sure how it was going to go was a little nerve-wracking. But wow, you guys have really, you have been purchasing scarves as fast as I can paint them. I think there are some older ones in my shop, and yesterday I loaded 2 new ones from the second batch that I painted. But other than that, you bought the entire first batch that I painted. So I think there's 3 new ones actually in the shop right now. And one is in somebody's cart. It's been in somebody's cart since yesterday. So I don't know if they're going to buy it or they're just, waiting to see whatever. But 2 of the scarves that are in there now, or actually 3, I think there's 3 scarves in there now that are seconds scarves, which means they had a slight issue in the steaming or in the rinsing process. So they are deeply discounted, the second scarves. So that's always an option if money is tight, which I know it is for tons of us. This is Cascade Green. Yeah, you can always, if you need gifts for someone like Mother's Day or whatever, you can always look into the second scarves. They're really, really reasonably priced. All right, Cascade Green. Boy, what a pretty swatch sheet this is turning out to be. Okay, and the next one is Shadow Violet. That's a gorgeous color too. I use that for, adjusting colors, obviously for shadows, but it's great for adjusting colors, for muting colors down and mixing. Love that color. Oh, I don't remember. Let's see, I didn't make a video last week, so I don't remember. See, I always get confused because I do a lot of shorts and reels on Instagram and say things, but I forget what I have said to my YouTubers or not sometimes. So I'm trying to do more shorts. Now, I don't know why that's actually in the wrong place, that Shadow Violet. Oh, well, that should have been... Those two got switched somehow. Perylene Green. Yeah, that should have been on the other side. And it's too bad that I didn't pick up on that before this, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll survive having them a little out of order, I suppose. Anyways, I've been trying to make more shorts for YouTube because people seem to really like them. And I've done a few on my silk painting process to kind of give people a glimpse of what I do with the silk painting. But anyways, I digress. What I was trying to update you guys on is, I forget if I updated you about Alana's getting spayed. She was spayed and she had her rear dew claws removed and she did great. She just really did so great. So then we're going to skip a space and do Raw Sienna Light. Yeah, the only reason we had the rear dew claws removed, we would never do that for like a vanity thing or whatever, but they were barely attached. They were just hanging off her feet and they were affecting her gait, the way she walked. Because they were kind of clanging into each other when they walked. So the vet said when she was spayed, she would remove them, and she did. And Alana didn't go after her scars. She didn't pull at her stitches. She was unbelievably good. She was, the first couple of days, of course, she was quiet. We were supposed to keep her from jumping and running for, I think it was like 10 days. 7 to 10 days. And, well, she had other ideas. That was a bit stressful, trying to keep her from jumping and running. Oh my God, that girl had other ideas. That girl definitely had other ideas. Burnt Sienna. I love burnt sienna. I think I've probably said I love almost every color, but that's why I chose them, right? Because I chose colors that I really like to have in my palette. Okay, burnt umber. And actually not pre-wetting the palette, these did great. I always think of Daniel Smith as being so much drier than and this palette was made quite a while ago, so it's not fresh. But I always think of them being so much drier than M.Graham, but these are re-wetting really nice. Got a little bit of blue in there, probably from this, when I was doing the cards. That's a little polluted. That's all right. Raw umber. I don't always put raw umber in my travel palettes because you can kind of make your own raw umber by adding blue to burnt umber. But it's nice to have if you have room in your palette. Okay, and Jane's Gray. Another lovely color. Jane's Gray, and those two were supposed to be together. I don't know how that happened, that they got jumbled around in my palette. That's a mystery, because those two were supposed to be next to each other. And then, oh, and then I put all together on the last row, I put the opaque ones, which are actually probably more like gouache. I put those all together on the bottom. Just because they are opaque, and I didn't want to pollute my other colors with them, so I figured if they were on the bottom, they were less likely to get mixed into the other colors, because it is a tight palette, having it all with no dividers in there. And then wisteria. I really love this Painter's Color Diary book. So nice to, after last couple of years of swatching on just a really junky sketchbook paper, this is so luxurious to swatch out, where all your squares are made for you. And yeah, it's nice. Okay, and this one is Buff Titanium. And I did just get a tiny bit of wisteria in there, but I'm kind of not caring today. I'm feeling really laid back about things today, not getting shook. Okay, Buff Titanium. Just such a great color to have in a watercolor palette. And then Titanium White, well, I guess we'll do it because it's got the opacity line there. That's the only way you're really going to be able to tell that it's there. And then I'll just put some on here because, you know, it doesn't really matter, but can't tell. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. I did leave these spaces in there because I did think at some point I may want to add another red, and then I was finishing the greens and blues, and I just thought before I laid in the browns, I would just I would leave a space there. I don't know if I'll add another green at some point or whatever, but I just thought it would be like a divider between the blues and greens and the browns. What a pretty palette, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so pretty. Wow. I can't wait to play with this in my art nest. And look how great this book is. I'll put links for all this stuff below the video. So I'll put links to these palettes, which I have been loving. I'll try to remember to put links to this Instant Tacky stuff, because this seems to be good. I like this idea. It's not as thick as blue tack. Here, I'll show you the blue tack. I'll probably find other uses for this. If not, I'm sure Dawn will find uses for it. But it comes in strips, like, you know, these are long strips, and it's thick. It's really thick. So to tear off little pieces and kind of work it and put it in the M.Graham pan was, you know, it was a little bit cumbersome. It worked. It definitely worked. But these are so slim. These dots are just, wow, they're crazy slim. Super, super skinny. So, and like I said, if you have that start to happen, just pop them in the freezer and they come off really good. All right, so that is the first palette. And I'm going to put that one aside to let it dry. This is, oh, and then what I did with this was I just put shipping tape over it so that it doesn't get messed up. So I'll do that. I just, look at these. Aren't all these colors gorgeous? Wow. Beautiful. Okay. This I will put aside. And then we will do this one. There's a lot less in this one than there is the other one. So is this dry enough to turn? I think so. And plus it's got the divider sheets in it, which is so nice, so you don't mess up your other page. All right, one more little section to go. Now these, if I remember correctly, the granulating colors are drier, so I'm gonna just give them a little spritz with this. I love this. I use this for my silk painting. That was a gift. I think that was a gift from Angie. I always hate to say who the gift was from if I don't completely remember, because sometimes I get it wrong. But I think it was from Angie. And who was this from? This was from Melissa Turner. I love this. Love that sprayer so much. I use it for silk painting and for all kinds of things, watercolor and everything. And I love this Painter's Color Diary. Okay, let's do this. The first one is, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 are Schminke super granulating. So this is Shire Olive. Wow, that's really light. Wow, I didn't remember that being that light. Huh, and I just spritzed it. Now this is supposed to be super granulating, so we'll see what it does. I'll try to lay it on there good and thick. And then we'll come back in and drop some water into it maybe. Put some good amount of water there and see what happens with it. All right. Got a bit of water on there. The second one is Shire Green. You can see it granulating already on there. Shire Green. Trying to keep it a little flat because I'm putting a lot of water on there to get it to do its thing. I'm even going to try to pop some more of this Shire Olive on here and see what happens. Really get some water in there. And then again, same with this. I'll pop some more of the pigment on there. Yeah, there you go. You can see it in there starting to go. And the next one is Shire Blue. That's a pretty color. I've used that in paintings. But there again, I had these, all of these paints were in tubes. That was the same case with my M.Graham paints. And I wasn't getting them out, like to work with in my art nest, because I had them in tubes. So, although I did have an M.Graham portable palette that I used to use, but I didn't really for my Daniel Smith. It was a bigger palette. Anyways, it's so nice to have all my colors in a small palette that I can carry around and have in my art nest. And these palettes for me have worked out really great. Okay, now we're going on to the Daniel Smith. That's all I own for Schminke super granulating colors. This is Serpentine Green. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. And Green Appetite Genuine. Another gorgeous color. Jadeite Genuine. So rich. Wow. What a color. What a color. Mayan Blue Genuine. I know you guys are going to get tired of hearing me say it, but another gorgeous color. So pretty. Wow. So pretty. I should be dropping extra pigment in there to kind of encourage the granulation a little bit. And extra water. Lunar Blue. Lunar Blue. Look at that, already kind of moving the pigment around. Moon Glow. Uh-oh, the dogs are playing. Another favorite. Another absolute favorite. Let's see, was that the last one? And let's see, the next one is Rhodonite Genuine. We'll do that one, and I'll shut the camera off and take a break for a second. And you will not even know that I have gone anywhere, because in your time, I will be back instantly. Now that's a pretty color that I don't think I've used very often. Probably because I had it in a tube. And it probably wasn't on the limited Daniel Smith palette I have, but isn't that pretty? Wow. Hematite. I'll get it right one of these times. Hematite Genuine. This is another color that I just don't use that much of, and I need to explore more. Okay, and the next one is Piemontite? Might be butchering some of these names. That's such an interesting color. Ooh, look at that one granulating already. That one is already wanting to granulate. And Lunar Earth. That just looks like, it's always reminded me of like just clay, like out, you know, you're out in the Southwest or something and you just grab a hunk of clay and mix some water with it. That is so organic looking. All right, and geothite. It's kind of like a yellow ochreish, or a raw sienna, I guess. Yeah, it reminds me of like a raw sienna. Tiger's Eye Genuine. My dad, when I was a little girl, used to call me Tiger's Eye. Tiger eyes, tiger eyes, because I had really dark, well, I still do, really dark brown eyes. And I lost my dad when I was 9. He took his life when I was 9. I loved him very much. And so I've always had a special affinity for that gem, tiger's eye. Okay. And the last one is Amethyst, Genuine. And again, that was supposed to be up here. I don't know how my colors got mixed up somehow. Okay. Oh, it's such a relief to have this palette done. I've had it sitting on my counter, and every time I come up to the studio, I've been like, oh, I want to play with that palette, those paints, and my art nest. Okay, that is the granulating one. Wow, there are my palettes, my full one, my granulating one, and then my M.Graham one. How lovely to have an entire collection in one palette. That is fun. Okay, I am gonna clean this up and let these dry, and then I'm going to tape them to the tops of the lids. I want to make sure I pay attention to which lid goes to which, because knowing me, I could see myself taping them to the wrong container. Okay, so that is the gorgeous, gorgeous colors on the granulating page. So beautiful. Wow. And then this is the regular page, the regular colors, non-granulating. What gorgeous colors. So brilliant. Really beautiful. So that's my entire Daniel Smith collection. And that's what it looks like outside, and it's still snowing. It's supposed to snow all day, I think. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me swatch out all of my Daniel Smith colors. I know I am super happy to have these two palettes set up. And let's see, if you're still watching at this point in the video, why don't we use favorite colors as our secret word for the week, and you can work that in actually by letting me know what your favorite Daniel Smith colors are. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Have a great, creative, peaceful, healthy week this week, and I will talk to you hopefully next week. Otherwise, I will see you on Instagram. Bye for now.